Young Thug racketeering trial. It is underway in the state of Georgia. It's called the YSL Associate community down there, where Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland has told detectives in October 2021 about this alleged murder plot. That's when he told them, 2021, not when it happened. This alleged plot involving Young Thug, the main defendant here. During the interrogation, he didn't name the defendant directly, but he has alluded to the rapper's involvement multiple times during this leaked 3.5-hour interview to the media. Copel says he knew people were going to do it. He said, quote, "I can't get the time when they're going to do it so you all can catch them in the act," end quote. So, court is again on a lunch break, but let's rewind just a little bit to listen to what happened earlier today, where the parties were discussing this expected testimony of Kenneth Copeland.
Mr. Melnick is with us now, and that Mr. Copeland is outside, correct?
He's in.
No, he's in.
Okay. Say again?
He's here.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Melnick, good morning, sir. Welcome.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, do you have any issues of concern or that I need to take up before the state calls your client?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
May I approach?
You may.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
So, for the limited purpose of this issue regarding whether Mr. Copeland will testify at this trial, I am representing Mr. Copeland. Your Honor, I spoke with several individuals in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office before this case was indicted. And the Fulton DA's office was very well aware that I was representing Mr. Copeland. Apparently, they have had conversations with Mr. Copeland outside of my knowledge and presence. Now, I can't do anything about that because he talked to them without contacting me first. However, he did contact me yesterday and told me that he was being subpoenaed to testify here today. And I asked him what he wanted to do. His position had been and has always been that he wishes to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. I have explained to him, and I learned this morning, that apparently an immunity order has been entered under OCGA 24-5507, granting him use immunity for testimony at this trial. I would object to that proposition, and the reason is this. I know very well that the district attorney's office knew about my involvement in this case from the inception of this case. I spoke with Don Geary in 2021 about this matter. And he asked me whether or not Mr. Copeland intended to cooperate with the state. And what he told me is that Mr. Copeland would probably either be a witness or potentially a defendant in this case. I spoke with Mr. Copeland. We had numerous conversations between myself, Don Geary, and Thomas Greiner, who's in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, who was prosecuting Mr. Copeland for a separate matter. And Mr. Copeland has steadfastly said that he intends to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege. I have also participated in a conference call regarding a bond for Mr. Copeland when he was when he had an indictment in Judge Whitaker's division. Present in that conference call was myself, Adrienne Love, Adam Abadi, Abby Potter, and Judge Whitaker. And we very specifically discussed the state's concerns about Mr. Copeland getting a bond in that case, given that the state wanted to utilize him as a witness in this YSL case. So, Your Honor, Mr. Copeland is here. I can state as his attorney that he intends to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. He does not wish to testify in this trial. And I would ask, there is no other, he's not on bond, he's not on probation, there's nothing like that. I would ask that he be allowed to leave this courtroom without being compelled to testify.
All right. Ms. Hilton, do you wish to respond?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Melnick, you are correct. I did go ahead and sign this morning. I'll make a part of the record the court's order giving him use immunity. Okay?
Good morning again, Your Honor. So first, let's give a timeline of events. Mr. Melnick spoke of speaking with Mr. Don Gary. I would believe that.
What does it have to do? Let's cut to the chase. Okay.
So
I mean, all of that. It may be maybe historically.
Because I want to make sure the record is clear as to what Mr. Melnick said as far as his representation of him, especially as it relates to him being a witness in this case.
Okay, all right.
So
I'll let you fill in the background.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So when Mr. Melnick, I believe, engaged with Mr. Gary, Mr. Copeland had at that time either two open pending cases, because this would have been in 2020 or 2021. At that point in time, he had open pending charges with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Since that time, those cases have been closed, and therefore Mr. Copeland does not have any open pending charges. Therefore, we have not spoken to Mr. Copeland previously when he had open pending cases. We have only spoke to Mr. Copeland as it relates to his being a witness in this trial. Mr. Copeland was subpoenaed a few months ago, but
So Mr. Copeland has no outstanding cases, at least. Got that going for him, which is nice. But what is going to happen when he takes the stand? Yeah, he has use immunity. We've talked about the gray area that might create. We know he has felony convictions in his past. Are those coming up? Yes, they will. And so this guy, who they expect to be on the stand for quite some time once it happens, who knows? So stay where you are. They are wrapping up a lunch break. And when they get back in there, we will be back in there. This is Law and Crime. Michael Bryant here. Stay where you are. We're coming back with my guests right after this.